now.
Yes, good evening. I would like to thank the management, principal ma'am, the teachers, staff, and the students for attending this interesting diet and nutrition event. This has come in a very difficult way to me. I had no clue what diet was, what nutrition was. Lived 45 years of my life eating everything that we could access. And then when the body started collapsing, when it started going downhill, that is when the importance of food was understood. And that is when I started looking for avenues to straighten up things in my life. And that is the reason I feel this is the most important subject to be talked about or people to be educated about. We eat food without the consciousness of how its impact in our lives. So with this presentation, I would like to share some of the very important points which are very crucial in our day-to-day life. I would like to start the presentation. Just give me a few moments. Yes, so let's begin. Diet, nutrition, and immunity during the pandemic. Why is it so important during pandemic? So I would just like to let you know that it is not the pandemic that we need to build our immunity through. We have grown from chimpanzees to human beings. And overnight, when we take something that is very good or very helpful for our body to build immunity, it's not going to help that way. It has to come over a period of time, and our genes have evolved with it. So, from chimpanzee, when we came down to being a human being, our genes have developed in different ways. Our DNA has developed in different ways. And that is the reason overnight remedies will not help. We need to eat healthy, eat the right food every day. So it is environment and genetic factors, both that take care of our health. So immunity, what does immunity do? It is immunity is basically the cells in our body, they recognize and remove molecules which are foreign to the body. That means when some virus or some microbes or something that attacks us, that is when the immunity, the cells in our body take care of the our system. And overnight it cannot be changed. So balanced diet and healthy lifestyle is the first line of defense, and it has to go on for a lifetime. Now, how do we change our immunity overnight? Or, like, let us say, to face the pandemic, how are we going to change things? Because there are so many microbes in our body, and there are so many cells which handle each virus, each type of microbe, each type of infection is handled by a different cell. So how are we going to boost it? How do we know which microbe has attacked us, or which virus has attacked us, and which cell has to be in more quantity, which has to be in higher numbers? How will we do that? So our body is capable of doing it on its own. We cannot overnight change it. We need to focus on our diet and nutrition on a daily basis to help it improve. And it has also been found that stress also has a great impact on immunity. So if we are stressed out, then we will not be able to handle the issues. Our immunity will become low and we will not be in the good shape. So for that, we need to get into regular practice of some relaxation, meditation, do some meditation, do some deep breathing. So when we have ample amount of oxygen, that also helps. Do little exercise, stretch ourselves, and yoga is the best way to do it. Because there are so many simple moves. One Surya Namaskar can give you so many different movements. The whole body gets the movements. And balanced diet. That should be the way we should move forward. So what is a diet? It is what we eat. We all know that we eat. Yeah. So what kind of things that we eat? So each culture has, like, South Indians, they eat rice more. North Indians, they're into eating wheat more. When we see the West, there is more of bread. When we see the East, there is more of meat there. So each culture has some preferences, and a healthy diet is something that can nourish our body. So when we see that, we are now in India, it has been seen very commonly. We adapt to everything that is in fashion. Chinese, we are fond of it. American, we are fond of it. East, West, North, South, anywhere in the world, whatever is happening, we eat. But have you ever seen a Chinese getting into an Indian restaurant and eating Indian food, gobbling up? Have you seen an American do that? They may have a bite or two, or maybe a meal, but that does not become their lifestyle. Whereas in India, it is becoming our lifestyle. Bread was never our breakfast. It has become our breakfast now. We were not into having cold drinks with colas or sodas with our lunch or dinner. It used to be buttermilk and curds. Now we have got to eating and drinking the wrong stuff, which is not suitable for our food. It may be good for their lifestyle, but not for our lifestyle. Indians have evolved over a period of time. We are actually much more evolved. We can take all the tastes. All the 6 tastes can be felt by an Indian. You find it in any recipe of an Indian culture. You just go into anything. You look into a sambar, you'll find there is jaggery, there is cumin seeds, there are so many spices in it, which you will never find in a Chinese or an American diet. we are able to take it because that is what we have evolved into. We have actually much more superior culture than theirs. Superior in the sense that we have, our evolution is like that we can take it, and we have so many different weathers. There it is, most of the time it is winter and it's cold, and there's one summer. Here we have so many seasons. We have actually 6 seasons. So that is the way our body has been designed to take in all these weathers with different kind of, what you eat in summer you don't eat in winter. So that is the reason that we need to focus on eating healthy, but also what our country, what our culture has given us. Now, what is nutrition? Nutrition is basically getting energy from the food we eat. We get vital nutrients for it, which are required for our survival. So from where does it come? From anything and everything that we eat. Why is it essential? It reduces the risk of diseases and overall health of an organism. Like when we eat, we are able to survive, right? And how are we made? We are made of cells. Each square centimeter, you can say, each square centimeter of our body also has so many cells. So it says our body has 100 trillion cells. And how many people live in our families? 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. And we are finding it so difficult to handle them, manage everybody and things like that. Then imagine what is going on in our body. Our body is more intelligent than we think we are. It has 100 trillion cells and it knows what to eat, how much to eat, but we overrule it and we just eat what suits our taste buds, not what our body requires. So now there's something very crucial that I want to share. This is basically, we've been studying from class 5 onwards, that what are the essential nutrients. That's carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. I'll come to this a little later in detail, but more than that, I would like to show you. One second, I think there's something has gone wrong. Yeah, water, the importance of water. Why is water important? I see many of us skip drinking water. Why? Because we'll have to visit the washroom. We don't like to visit washroom in unknown places. So we skip drinking water. But water is the most important thing other than our food, because that is what carries the nutrients to our whole body. It keeps our body temperature normal. Suddenly you start feeling hot, suddenly you start feeling cold. It helps us to keep the temperature normal. It avoids dehydrating us. It lubricates our joints and cushions. And it protects our spinal cord. Just imagine how important our spinal cord is. When it protects that, and it helps us to throw out the waste. It is through urination, perspiration, and bowel movements. Water is also available in fruits and vegetables. So we skip this most important thing, and we try to take in a lot of, we are seated in our office desk, we are drinking tea, coffee. Like we don't mind drinking tea and coffee, but we go on with it. That is where we are going wrong. Water is most essential, and we need about 8 to 10 glasses depending on our activity also. If we are active in sports, we need more water. And fiber. Why I have come to fiber suddenly? Because fiber is like a toothbrush. It helps to clean our whole intestine, our digestive system, right from your mouth to anus. It helps to clean. Fiber is something that will clean it up. It will help with regular bowel movement. And there are 2 types of fiber. When you eat a tomato, you must have seen a peel. The peel just curls up. It does not cut itself. Well, when you cook, it will just curl up. If it's overcooked, it will just curl up. But whereas the pulp, it will dissolve with the gravy, in the gravy. So that is a soluble fiber. And what does not, that is the insoluble fiber. So fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, beans, all these things give us fiber. And why we need fiber? See, this is the structure of our intestine, small intestine. That is where our body absorbs all the nutrition and that comes from our food. So the villi, you can see the villi, it is a finger-like structure that is covered throughout our small intestine. And that's villi is, each cell is, it has this capacity to absorb the nutrition that passes through the small intestine, and each has its special function. Something, the lacteal will absorb the fatty acids and glycerol, whereas the blood needs sugars and amino acids. Amino acids comes from proteins. So all these are very important. And how will we clean our small intestine? We don't have any toothbrush which can reach our small intestine. We find it difficult just to clean our mouth. Imagine cleaning the small intestine. So that is the reason we need food that is rich in fiber. When we eat potato chips, that does not give us the fiber. The fiber is all lost in that. When we eat potato, there is very small amount of fiber. But when we eat the potato with the peel, there is some fiber in it. When we eat pulses, when we eat legumes, when we eat fruits, that is where the fiber is all. When we eat vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, that is where the fiber is. So that is the most important thing. If this system is not working, we eat so much. Quite often we see people complaining that I eat everything, but still I am sick. My body does not support. I'm having so many ailments. Why? Because your body is not absorbing. If it does not absorb the nutrients, even if you are giving your body the best of the best, it does not help, because the body is not getting the nutrients it requires. The small intestine is blocked, the villi is blocked. That is the reason it does not work. So we just need to improve on our fiber and water intake for all the absorption of nutrients. So now I'll go back to this. Yeah, this is carbohydrates. Where do we get? All vegetables, all rice, wheat, whatever you are eating. Everything gives us, everything has carbohydrate in some form. And it helps, it is a major source of energy for our body. So when we see children, they're running around all day, evening, day and night, they are always active. They are the people who need more fiber, who need more energy. So from carbohydrates, when they're eating, instead of giving them bread, biscuits, cookies, colas, they are the simple carbs. You can see it down right. There's a simple carb and a complex carb. But same thing, if you give them something that has, that they will also enjoy, maybe a fruit salad, you make it just a mix of simple fruits or vegetables, some kind of salad. That is, which is complex carbs, it will give them energy for longer duration. It will keep them feel full, and they'll have positive feeling. The mood will be very positive. When you eat a packet of chips, you feel satisfied? No. Why? Because there's no fiber. Fiber also helps you in satiety. So you feel full. When you have food rich in fiber and water, you feel full also. It gives you that satisfaction that I have eaten something. So what are the good and the bad carbs? So good carbs they're low in calories, like all our fruits and vegetables. Whereas processed food is high in calories and lot of sodium. So salt is more. It is less in nutrients. Bad carbs are less in nutrients and fiber. Whereas good carbs are high in nutrients and fiber. So when it is rich in nutrients, you're spending the same amount of money to buy both. But one, you're buying something bad. One, there is an option of buying good or bad. And what is it that we buy? So when the food is filled with refined sugars, there's white sugar, there's juice, fruit, we just see, you just walk into some supermarket and you see the trolleys around you. How much of colas are there in it? How much of biscuits are there in it? How much of chips are there in it? And how much of vegetables and fruits do you find in it? How much of it do you find it in your trolley? Every time you walk out from a supermarket, how much of the good or the bad stuff are you carrying? And also the processed foods are very high in cholesterol and very high in fats also. That is the reason we end up with unwanted issues. Another important nutrient is protein. This is like the backbone of our diet. Every cell is made up of protein. And in Indian diet, our diet is rich in carbohydrates, whereas very poor in proteins. We don't drink milk. We don't eat things like tofu or paneer. And very few people eat lentils and pulses. So that is where things are going wrong. For proteins, because protein, they build and strengthen our muscles. Everything in our body is made of protein. So how much of it do we need? At least we need to take about 1 gram. If I weigh 50 kgs, I need at least 50 grams of protein in my diet. Unless I have some very severe health issues, at least that is for survival I need. And we are not eating that. But when we see the Indian food system, ancestral food system, it was very intelligent, very wise our ancestors were. You just take idli, sambar and chutney. Idli, it had both the rice and the dal, because of which there was little of carb and little of protein in it. The sambar was made with the dal and vegetables. So there comes the protein, vitamins and minerals from the vegetables. And in the chutney, you get the coconut chutney, you have the healthy fats. So it was such an intelligent menu. But now we have replaced it with bread, butter, biscuits, sandwiches. So we need to work on and check in every menu of yours. You check what is it that my parents, my grandparents, great grandparents, they ate. What was it they used to celebrate birthdays? Today, it is very common to have cakes, samosas, pizzas, pastas, and things like that. And that looks trendy and very, savvy. But you just go back about 50 years back. Ask your grandparents what they ate on their birthdays. They'll tell they'll had olige and things like that. They made sasam. They made gashis. Some were very rich. So that is how they enjoyed their festivals also. And today even festivals are become like, even traditional Indian festivals, we are having all marketable stuff. We don't mind celebrating even with Ganesh Chauthi with cake shape in Modak. So we are heading in the wrong way. But the same thing, ask your grandparents, make a note of it, make the note of their recipes. Tell them to help you cook that. That is where we will be able to move forward in building, strengthening, and repairing our body. See, protein, it helps in DNA. So when our DNA is there, if we have a healthy DNA, it will reproduce a healthy DNA. But when we have a weak DNA or a sick DNA, it will reproduce a sick DNA. So where will we be headed and where will our children be headed? Where will be the next generation be headed? So we need to help our body repair itself by providing it the right food. And when we eat proteins, it also helps in production of enzymes. It helps in transporting it to the molecules of each cell. So it is a communication. We communicate with phone. We need network and all that. But what is the network of cells? Protein. Protein is what is used to communicate between two cells. When there is an attack, there's some virus or some microbe that has attacked our body. How do the cells communicate? From where do the WBC come to handle the issue? It is because of the communication. And how do they communicate? With protein. So if our food is lack of protein, devoid of protein, then how will they do it? How will we build our immunity? Just rethink your diet from morning to night. What are you eating? How are you eating? Rethink. Fats are also very important. We say now it has become ghee, you should not eat ghee. You should not eat coconut oil. You should not eat this, you should not eat that. Don't eat peanuts. Go for olive oil. Go for kiwi. Go for avocado. Those are good. Yeah, that is good for which country? Eat local. Go local. Coconut, yeah. See, in our country itself, when you see Indian geography, you'll find in South India they use coconut oil. Whereas when you see towards Calcutta, Bengal and Punjab and those areas, you see they use mustard oil. Mustard oil is very common there. Whereas Gujarat, Rajasthan, you see there is peanut because that was what was grown locally there. And that is why it helped your body also. When you're eating local, it helps your body also because the environment is like that. And crops that grow in that environment are suitable for your body. And olive oil does not grow. Our olive oil is not Indian. It is not made for our body, and we are taking it in huge quantities. Coconut oil, somebody said coconut oil is not good. If not, for whom? For which country? Under what circumstances? So we need to rethink our food habits also. And what do they do? What do the fats do? They store energy. You see, sometimes when we are fasting, earlier food was scarce. So whenever they ate a handful of peanuts, that would give them enough energy so they could survive for a few more days till they get the proper food. You see, Malayali people, they have beautiful dark long hair. Why? Because coconut. Some people, you see, they have very nice skin. Why? How? But some others don't, because there is a mismatch in what they're eating. And if we say carrots are very good in certain vitamins and all that, but if there is no fat along with the carrot, you will not be able to absorb the A, D, E, K vitamins. They are fat soluble vitamins. So when you eat, we need, that is why it is said, we need balance in our food. And fat cells also help to insulate our body. Like you see in the polar bear, it is having a lot of fur. All the animals you see, they have a lot of fur. That keeps them warm. But what about us? What about our human body? We no doubt wear a sweater and things like that. But still the warmth is kept because of the fat. That is the reason fat is also required in our diet. Though it's not required in huge quantities, yeah, small quantities, it is still required. And it also helps in brain development, controlling inflammation and blood clotting. It is very vital. So don't skip out fats thinking that I'll become fat, I will look ugly, things like that. No, you don't need it in huge quantities, but yeah, required in moderation. See, there are types of fats also. This picture very clearly shows what is good for you and what is not good for you. So that's things that come from the plants directly are good for you. Coconut, peanut, all those are good for you. Mustard seeds, that is good for you. But what is made in the factories, there is a mix now, mix and match of sunflower with this and rice bran with that. And so we don't know what is being done. That is all hydrogenated. Hydrogenated oils are called trans fats. And that is what is commonly used in making all deep fried stuff, be it your chips, samosa, puri, whatever. Hydrogenated oil is what is used to make these stuff, and that is the most harmful stuff for our body. That is what is causing heart blockages, cholesterol, severe high cholesterol. Even in young students, we see nowadays teenagers having high cholesterol. Why? Because the day starts with junk food. You start your day with chips, biscuits, cookies. What are biscuits and cookies made of? They're layered with palm oil and hydrogenated oil. So dalda, things like that, vanaspati, which is not good. Instead, eat at home. Give them, it's okay, you make upma, you make idli, you make dosa, you make chapati, it is okay. Eat that. That is anytime better than starting your day with puffs and cakes and chips, bread, things like that. So such unsaturated fat, that is what comes from sesame seeds. All these almonds, cashew, they all have it. Soya bean has it, corn has it, coconut also has it. For India, coconut oil is good. Yeah, but some other countries, it may not suit their culture or it may not suit their environment. So it is generally said coconut oil is not good. Okay. Vitamins. We need this. Now, you want to boost your immunity? Eat this. We need, it is said that vibgyor, rainbow, your palettes and your plate should look like a rainbow. That is, have lot of colors in it. That is when you see your sambar, you see, it has so many different colored vegetables. That is where your vitamins are. So our body needs these. These are very essential for them to grow and develop normally. And these are found in huge quantities, like, though huge in the sense, because that is where it is available in vegetables and fruits. These vitamins are available. And vitamins A, E, D, K, These are only fat soluble. So if they are not, there is no fat in your, let us say in your sambar, you just boil the vegetables, boil the dal and make some masala, but there is no fat in it. There is no coconut oil or something in it. The nutrients from carrots or some other vegetables vitamins will not be absorbed in your body. So you need vitamins very much, and there are fat soluble and water soluble, both types. So, and it has been found very commonly that vitamin B, Indians are a little on the back foot for vitamin B and vitamin C. And see, when you have vitamin C here, I would like to make a special mention that when we are eating lot of stuff that is loaded with sugars, our cells block vitamin C. They don't absorb. If there is sugar levels in your bloodstream is high, our cells don't absorb vitamin C. So please make a special note of it. Just check how much of sugars go in. Sugars not only in the sense of white sugar, but also in whatever else you're eating. Even if you're eating fruits, even if you're eating vegetables, some of them just go on, and some of them add sugars to their fruits. They make juices out of it, orange juice, mango juice, banana juice, milkshakes, and all that. So if you're adding sugars to it, remember, if it is whatever healthy stuff you're trying to intake, if your body is overloaded with sugar, it will not absorb vitamins and minerals. So all the reason of you eating something healthy or nutritious, it all goes down the drain. There's no point in it. Minerals are there are two different kinds. Something is micro and trace minerals. So these two are very important to keep our bones, muscles, heart, and brain function normally. And it has been found that especially in Indian diet, potassium and selenium, these two are very you can say they are missed out in our diets. Selenium is one of the trace mineral, because when we lack that is the reason we have a lot of thyroid issues, and it has become very common for people to have thyroid problems nowadays. So whatever be the problem, we are not interested in what problem we are having, but let us focus on getting everything in small quantities. These are not required in kilograms. Some are required in milligrams, some even less than that. So if we eat a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and the proper stuff, the carbohydrates are coming from good source. There are healthy sources of carbohydrate, healthy sources of proteins, healthy sources of fats, good fruits and a good amount of fruits and vegetables. Then we will get all these things in the right quantity. There's no need to worry about it, that how do I build immunity? How do I build immunity? We've discussed water and fiber and this also. So what can we do during the pandemic? See, one sure thing is sure that we have changed our lifestyle this 1 year. Exactly 1 year ago, on December 12th, in Wuhan, COVID had started. So now that we have 1 year down, we are seeing that we are getting more time to spend with the family. So instead of cribbing, they eat this, they don't eat this, this is how we do, this is what they... Take time, analyze your life, analyze each person in your family. What are their goals? Where are they headed? What is their requirement? And let us set up the upset life. So then we will be able to find where we are headed, what we should be doing, how we should be doing, and make eating, yoga and pranayam as way of life. Only then we will be able to move forward in a healthy way. So I can say that takeaway would be, you have a well-crafted shopping list. Before you step into any supermarket, any store or any grocery store or neighborhood store, plan first. Sit with the family, decide what your menu will be for the next 2 days, 3 days, 1 week or 15 days. Include all food groups. Make this will be a very essential point. Just see as an adult, see as a parent, see that are you having carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are coming from rice, wheat, from all vegetables you get, from pulses you get. Just a moment. Yeah. So include all food groups and make cooking a more productive and important. Treat it as a festival, because see, only when you treat it as a festival, when you're looking forward to your next meal, you will enjoy it, you will relish it. So what we need to do is we need to plan a menu together, make a list of things that we are going to buy together, and then take the help of children also in meal preparation. Now you get so many gadgets. You don't worry that they'll cut their fingers or something. You get so many different kind of string choppers and other kind of choppers and things. They'll be able to do it. They'll be able to enjoy it more. And stack, have some healthy snacks. Healthy snacks means it would be more like you make good amount of stuffed roti, stuffed paratha, things like that. So when you are doing that, you can always have the stuffing in some form. So that will be handy. So whenever somebody is hungry, they can just eat that, put the stuffing inside a chapati and eat it. So that will be something very handy, because see, between meals, children will be hungry. And because we cannot provide them throughout the day, like, see, 8 o'clock they had their breakfast, again at 11 they are hungry. We may not be able to cook. If both the husband and wife, both the parents, if they are working, they may not be able to provide a cooked meal from home. So instead, have something which they can eat in between also. So and stick to some timing. And the most important thing, don't use any gadgets when you're eating. Stay away from TV, stay away from your mobile, make it a family time. See and teach you. Maybe your children are not aware what the food contains. So you just tell them, did they relish this? Did it taste the drumstick? How was the taste of drumstick? How was the taste of the bitter gourd? How was the taste of something else that you have added to the meal? Tell your adults, that maybe the grandparents are there, tell them to help you cook something good for the family. So make them show the importance of what they're eating. We just gulp down things without realizing what is it that we are eating and how helpful or how healthy it is. So let us learn to respect our food for once now, and go back to eating the healthy way. Along with when you're eating, also remember, stress eating will not help. The stress always leads to binge eating. When you're very stressed out, you just take whatever is handy you want, and you'll have more cravings for salt and sugar. So if you're stressed, go for a walk. Just go for a walk, or maybe jog wherever you are. Just take a walk. If not anywhere else, at least in your balcony or in the hall, wherever you are. Just walk a little. Do some deep breathing. That will help you relax, and talk it out with somebody. Because at the end of it, it is your life and you are responsible for it. And as parents, if we are going to be stressed out, who will take care of our younger ones? And they will repeat, oh, mama is eating chips, I can eat chips. Dad is doing this, even I can do. And stress also, I've seen many men get into severe addiction for alcohol and smoking, chewing tobacco, and things like that. So stress is not going to help the parents, and so it's neither going to help the kids. What will the children take away from it? It is better to sit, talk, find solutions instead of trying to find an escape route through binge eating or some addiction. So this is what the fact is. Children will follow the footsteps of parents. So what you eat, your child will eat. And if we eat what we have inherited from our ancestors, the wisdom of our ancestors, then we will be in a much better place than we are today. We will not have to think of overnight immunity building and things like that. We will always be immune, be whatever weather. If we will always be immune to the negative side. Not only for inside the body, even mentally we will be more alert, even physically we will be more much better off than what we are today. So thank you for giving me a patient hearing, and I would like to thank Sister Melis also for giving me this opportunity of sharing some of the vital information.
If you have any questions, you can please type it in the chat box. We can discuss them. Yeah, one question by Ravi ma'am. Is intermittent fasting good?
I would just say that intermittent fasting is dependent on many factors, like it is your age, what is your target, why do you want to do it, and how will you be able to meet your nutrient requirements, what will your diet be like. It has so many aspects in it, and you cannot just say it is good or bad. Yeah, once in a while, maybe you do once in a month or once in 2 months when you do it just to cleanse yourself. Yeah, okay, fine, you can do it. But you have to consider so many other things before you get into it.
Yeah, I think most of them have expressed their satisfaction, happiness, that points are covered. All the points that are covered by you are very helpful for them.
Yep.
So, on behalf of our school management and all our parents, staff, students, I sincerely thank you, Madam Bhairavi, for spending your precious time with us and enlightening us on diet and nutrition, especially during this COVID time. You have dealt with the topic very meaningfully, beautifully, covering all the aspects, how water, fiber, vitamins, minerals are required, and how we need to have a balanced diet along with exercises. That's very important. So thank you very much. Thank you, dear parents, students, and staff for taking part in this webinar. And I'm sure the activities that we had this week on keeping yourself fit, keeping ourselves fit, will help us to maintain good health, mental well-being, and we are healthy, wholesome in every aspect. So thank you. God bless
Thank you
all.
so much. Thank you for having me.